Ma'am, hope you remember I got info into SPA Delhi Bachelor's of Planning this year. Yeah, I know you, 60s dude. I got info into SPA Delhi Bachelor's of Planning this year. But additionally, I would like to add, as I'm very much interested in designing, can I do it side by side in college? As there are industrial design center and all in SPA Delhi, will I get a good exposure by the mentors in the institute? Have also planned doing masters later on. See, 60s dude, आपका original नाम अगर बता सको तो would be better rather than you calling you 60s dude. So no, if you are interested into any of the field, I'm generalized talking with you, okay? If you are into engineering, you are interested into some soft skill. If you are into architecture, you are interested into designing. मतलब उसकी parallel ही line हुई है, right? Something in connection with architecture only it is. So absolutely you can go ahead with the course and even SPA दिल्ली में आपको बहुत से ऐसे experienced लोग मिल जाएंगे जिन्होंने डिज़ाइनिंग में आगे अपना करियर बढ़ाया है. So you can take all the mentorship from there and they can even guide you with the possible option of doing the courses online offline. Okay, कहाँ से even how do you get your projects after learning the courses. Okay, at the end you are learning the course for your income side, right? So how to get a better number of projects, good sound projects that shall actually build your portfolio, which will help you give more exposure to many of the firms. आपका अपना काम आप दूसरे फर्म्स में आप दिखा सको, वैसा वाला पोर्टफोलियो आपका बन जाएगा इन वेरी शॉर्ट टाइम इफ यू आर गेटिंग अ गुड एक्सपोजर अंडर अ वेरी गुड mentorship. Okay, so make sure you have the maximum benefit gained as you've got your admission into your SPA Delhi. It's very good because surely आपके रैंक्स बहुत ही बढ़िया होंगे and you are doing academically very good. The only thing required now is academics तो आपका अच्छा रहेगा ही रहेगा because वहाँ पे faculties and teaching environment is very good, but you require some sort of networking done. Okay, आप कितने सही relations बना पाते हो वहाँ पे रह के is what shall help you in your career. Okay, it's not only academics. कोई 4 साल 5 साल पढ़ के is not becoming very good into their career doesn't guarantee your career. The only thing that shall help is mix efforts of everything. Okay, academics तो है ही है, साथ में ये सारे जो skills हैं, developing relations, developing way to interact people, the way to convince your ideas, way to express your ideas, that is always what is required. Okay, वो बहुत सही होगा if you are keeping yourself open to learning. Okay, keep yourself open to learning and absolutely you will crack amazing things in your life then, in your career. एंड ऑफकोर्स आपको मास्टर्स करने का प्लान है ही तो बिल्कुल ही यू विल हैव अ वेरी गुड सक्सेसफुल करियर एंड यू आर थिंकिंग ऑफ मास्टर्स दैट्स रियली गुड. बट SPA दिल्ली से भी आपको बहुत ही ज़्यादा सही प्लेसमेंट्स मिल जाएंगे. सो इफ़ यू वांट टू ड्रॉप योर आइडिया ऑफ मास्टर्स लेटर ऑन, लाइक before you end your architecture, you will have a switch into your thought of not doing masters, and that's absolutely okay because in your bachelor's only you've cracked the maximum thing. So the time will speak. By the way, what was your score? कितना स्कोर आया था, कितने स्कोर पे ये मिला आपको? Welcome beta. What's your name, by the way? I want to know your name. 289. Amazing, amazing. Too good. That's great. Sagnik Bhattacharya. Okay, Sagnik. I have my friend also named Sagnik. He's from Northeast. Where are you from? कहाँ से हो आप? Calcutta. Okay, you're from Calcutta. Mm-hmm. Fine, fine. Mm. Nice to meet you, Sagnik. It's really good. And yeah, you can of course tell your juniors about the batch that we have launched, and you can advise them the level of performance you have gained. They can also gain the same performance level. क्योंकि स्थापत्य 2024 में we have launched this particular batch targeting the 2024 examination, that is NATA and GMains Part 2 paper. दोनों ही preparation इस particular batch में हो जाएगी, जो कि start होने वाला है in the August month. And we have a team of educators which are expertise into each of the topics of your syllabus, and they'll make it sure enough to have all the doubts clear during the session. The live sessions होंगे जहाँ पे आप interact कर पाओगे अपने educators के साथ. साथ ही there will be mock test practice, previous year questions practice, and many more. Okay, so don't miss out the opportunity of getting enrolled into this batch स्थापत्य 2024, जो कि इसी price में है 6499. This is the price we have kept, and we are going to take limited number of enrollments to nurture the batch that is with us with the fullest of our efforts, so that we can have the performance gained in the 2024 in both the examinations. Okay, so make sure you have the enrollment done. Even Sagnik, you can recommend the batch enrollment to your junior batch, the upcoming batch who are very much firm of doing architecture. This both of the examinations are important for you, which will help you gain admission in the best of the universities of India. Fine. So make sure this is being told to your juniors. Okay. Yeah. Coming to today's session, that is on principles of design, the very basic topic जिसका start हमने कर दिया था last lecture में. We'll be continuing that, just briefing the things we have already done. See, this being the very basic topic, इसलिए मैं यहाँ पर ले रही हूँ क्योंकि you will have a glimpse of the teaching that shall be done in the batch. Okay, कहीं ना कहीं आपको ये होगा कि किस तरीके का पढ़ाया जाएगा. तो this lectures are taken for that intentions, ताकि you will get a idea of the teaching that shall be done in the batch स्थापत्य 2024. Okay, so this is the axis, the very first principle जो कि हमने last time भी discuss किया था. I'll quickly switch over to the remaining portion of principle of design. This was the axis we were talking about. Okay, we have certain characteristics of axis. The notion of an axis can be reinforced by defining edges along its ends. Okay, we can help cut off the axis. It actually shows the movement also. Okay, yes, we have axis depicted into Taj Mahal also. We have both the things going parallel on both the sides. This we have discussed into detail last time in the last session, so I am moving it quickly. Okay, even onto the railway tracks you can see the axis running. Yeah, here the radial axis. And the second in the list was symmetry. The second principle of design was symmetry. The balanced distribution arrangement of the equivalent forms and spaces about a common line, that is axis or a point. Okay, this is symmetry. Even the best example of logo, if you think about, we have McDonald's as an option. Okay, into McDonald's the M, both the side the M is equally divided. Okay, that is again symmetricity and axis that is used over there. Types of symmetry, it can be bilateral like this, among both the axes equally divided. Okay, here also you can see bilateral. The Lal Killa of Delhi was the example, symmetry. We have radial symmetry like this. Radial say the immediate things that strikes into mind is the sun rays, right? So among that also it is being equally divided. You have the radial symmetry over here. The Sanchi Stupa, Madhya Pradesh. Fine. You have the butterfly example. Even in the last lecture I got it, an example of a human body. Okay, human body is one of the example of symmetry one can have. Here is the butterfly image. We have the lotus temple, again forming a radial symmetry. ऊपर से देखो तो, right? We have hierarchy as the next principle of design, the articulation of a form or a space by its size, shape, placement relative to the other forms in space of the organization. Okay, hierarchy ka basic meaning I explained you in the last lecture, giving you the example of a school wherein you have the director, management side, then you have principal, the supervisor and the class teacher. That is where the hierarchy is maintained, right? Even into shapes the hierarchy is maintained. You can have certain figures, pictures shown that shall help you understand the hierarchy here. The smaller becoming huge, right? Helps signal the importance of each element. Okay, it helps you focus the each of the element of the design. Here's our newest park, that is of other example. Yeah, this hierarchy. Okay, certain pictures. The types of hierarchy, if I talk about, we had by size here. Okay, the smaller becoming the largest, following the hierarchy. Here also you have the hierarchy that is followed. Understanding? Yes. By the shape you have the hierarchy here. Okay, by the placement, if I think about, you have the hierarchy like this. Among the elements, one of the elements placed with different color at a different side. Fine. Here with the shape. See here, there is a food chain that is followed, showing you the hierarchy as in carnivore. These are the type of animals we have studied into our school lives: the producers, the herbivore, the omnivores, the carnivores, right? Again, depicted using hierarchy as a principle of design. Here also, you can see the smaller, huge, and the largest. Fine. You had the next principle datum discussed with you is the reference. Okay, refers to a line, plane or a volume of reference to which other elements' composition can relate. Okay, this is a reference line. Sort of a datum means suppose you are having a a furniture placed onto a room, then each of the furniture is placed with the floor level as a reference, right? You have a height of maybe say 1.5 meter, 1 meter as a study table with reference to the floor. You have the bed going maybe 500, 750 meters above. Okay, so for each of the furniture you have the level as floor level as a reference, right? So that's the data. Fine. This also was explained to you last time. Okay, with reference to this, the other body parts are being divided. Here also reference. You have the datum here. See, datum can be organized the elements in the following ways. You can have datum as a line, you can have datum as a plane, or you can have the datum as a volume. Okay, all the three could be taken as a reference and each has an example. I'll just let you know with the examples. There's a line. Okay, here as a reference. You also can have here. This is the Darbar square of Nepal as a reference. Here. Okay. Do we have Sagnik in the lecture? Who is there in the lecture? Let me know. I'll speak up the name then. Is the reference taken? The plane as a reference अगर आप ले रहे हो, so you'll have such things like अभी ये सारा plane if you are imagining, you need to imagine into 2 dimensional, right? This is the plane. You have it here. Okay, that is from Paris, France. Even into volume 3D you can have the reference datum here. Fine. The cube. San Marco, the example of a volume datum here. Okay, ये सारी बातें हमने लास्ट लेक्चर में कर चुके हैं हम लोग. Starting with the next, which is remaining from today's session, is the rhythm. Who all were there in the last session? Let me confirm with the names. कौन कौन थे जो last sessions में थे? Please confirm with the names. As we'll continue with the further principle of design, that is rhythm. So the next principle of design we are going to take is the rhythm. Okay, rhythm incorporates the fundamental notion of repetition as a device to organize form spaces into architecture. Anything getting repeated is considered to be into rhythm, right? If I give you a certain example, can be organized into following ways: in a radial concentric manner about a point. It can be sequentially according to the size in a linear fashion. Okay, there are variety of ways into which the rhythm could be produced. Okay, here also, as you can see, the curvature coming 3 times, producing a rhythm. Right? See here. This was the plan, drawing, and this is the actual thing. This actually produces a rhythm coming into repetition. Academy of Science, that is from USA, San Francisco. Okay, this is where this particular principle of design is adopted, that is rhythm. Got it? Then into rhythm in a radial and concentric manner about a point. Now this is the particular point into which this particular pattern is getting repeated. On to seeing this, you can what actually remember is the playing cards, right? The pack of cards. If you flip it about a point, holding at a point, you actually get this particular rhythm produced. So here is the rhythm. Okay, the similar shapes getting repeated, producing a rhythm. Clear? Now, principle of design into this, what kind of questions are generally asked? If I talk about NATA exam, then there should be certain monuments or historical buildings or the modern buildings flashed to you as a picture, and you are supposed to tell which particular principle of design is followed over here, right? So any of such kind of structure given to you, not this being highlighted, and you are supposed to recognize the principle that is being used. Okay, so that is rhythm. So this could be a question into your NATA exam. Sydney Opera House it is, from Australia. Again, recognition of the structures is also a part of the question. Any of the structures could be given and you need to recognize which is that famous building or a structure. Okay. Sequentially according to the size in a linear fashion. Okay. Size into linear fashion. As you can see, it is arranged. Okay. This is something getting into sequence, followed the same shape and size. Christy Reddy is here. For NITs and SPAs, G में कितना रैंक लाना पड़ेगा मिनिमम 2024 की एस्पिरेंट हो आप G मेंस में? See, for SPAs and NITs, your all India rank should be below 500. To be specific, if you want to go into SPA Delhi, around 250 your all India rank is needed, and for others NITs and SPAs you need to go below, like within 500 your all India rank should be there. Okay, we have one of the students studying with us, that is Sagnik, जिसका यूजर 60s ड्यूड है. उसका एडमिशन अभी इसी साल हुआ है SPA दिल्ली में, and his all India rank is 289. Okay, so within like 250 to 80 you should be having your rank to secure an admission into SPA Delhi. highest of all the SPAs, and yeah, you can get your admission. The percentile should be like 99, more than 99 percentile to be eligible. Pratik. Score accordingly you can calculate easily. You required quite a nice score to secure admission into those NITs and SPAs. Pratik. 99 percentile से ऊपर 99.23 से ऊपर. Okay, so this is the rhythm. That is for the Culture Center, Wolfsburg, Germany, and we have a batch that is launched. If you really are wanting to get into architecture and that too into NITs and SPAs, to be specific, you need to have your rigorous, efforts on for your preparation for the examinations, and for that we have a batch launched, that is Stapatya 2024, जिसकी teaching start होगी इसी month से, August से. So make sure you have your enrollment done. The link for the same is in the description box, and we'll be going through all the live sessions during our preparation, having the interaction with the students, and we have a team of educators who are specialized into each of the topic of your syllabus to make it sure that आपका पूरा syllabus सही से complete हो with all the satisfaction and the mock test practice, previous year question practice. Okay, so ये 3 महीने चलेगा ये batch. Make sure you have your enrollment done. Dakshita is here. How can I get Sir JJ from non-Maharashtrian students? See, the seats for the non-Maharashtrian students for Sir JJ is very limited, very, very limited. You can hardly say 3 or 4 seats are there. So, बहुत ही मुश्किल है. होम स्टेट कोटा बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग लगता है वहाँ पे. लक्षिता, देखो इसका 60s ड्यूड का परसेंटाइल वाज 99.2. द वन हु वाज आस्किंग, क्रिस्टी एंड प्रतीक, बहुत ही हाई परसेंटाइल चाहिए होगा, 99.23 अराउंड, टू सिक्योर एडमिशन इनटू SPAs and NITs. Okay, so rhythm is the one. Principle of design. We have intricacy. Placement in a strategic position will call attention to a particular element of a design. Like इसका silly example अगर आपको दे दूँ, तो if you are having some meal, some dish, and you are having some awkward element into your dish, like white color के rice ले लिए, आपको कुछ black color का अंदर वो है वो दिख गया, so you'll have that immediate attention going to that, right? So that is what is the intricacy principle of design. Into design also we specifically, like purposefully, you put certain elements which will actually draw the attention of the viewers over there directly. Okay, purposefully करते हैं वो. Here our attention goes like here only, right? Here also you have the things grabbing your attention. Okay, this particular window that grabs your attention. Okay, here also. So design is made in such a way that your attention directly goes onto that particular point. Fine. Parallelism, the concept you should know. Parallelism of lines, plane surfaces side by side and having the same distance continuously between them. Okay. Got it? Parallelism is we are having either line or plane or the surfaces, or you can say the volume, going parallel to each other, having the same distance besides. Okay, here. Okay, you can have that parallelism visible here. Parallel lines here. Horizontal, vertical or slant being parallel. Here railway tracks showing the parallelism, the parallel lines. Okay, is again parallel into our agriculture also. You can see, ma'am, in Sir JJ for non-Maharashtrian procedure क्या रहता है? You will directly apply to the university, and you can have your, how much score is here there, no? NATA, tell me. I'll have to check if you have I mean my 12th score, NATA score, or I mean 12th and NATA goes for the admission beta. 12th score and your NATA score मिला के. Lakshya. NATA and your 12th beta. Okay. So this is the parallelism. It's from the grace, the parallel lines depicting in the building. You have this again parallelism happening into the building. You can actually see the focus going over there, right? It's all the principle of design. Okay. Here also, this is all parallelism. So with your 12th score and NATA, you can go with the admission, Lakshita, at Sir JJ. Any doubts up till now? Lakshita, you were there into my sessions, right? I don't know, it was Lakshita Jain or somebody else. Okay, that's the parallelism. You have flow as in concept. Flow as the word itself indicates the action or the fact of moving along in a steady, continuous stream. Okay, movement, moving. How to use the principle of design. Now, ये सब तो पढ़ लिया कि principal design कौन सी है. Now, how to use actually that. The principle of designs are the rules or a designer must follow to create an effective, attractive composition. अब पता है कि हमें किस particular design में एक particular point पे focus डालना है. Focus डालने के लिए you have multiple principle of designs could be used. Any of the one could be selected. Right? If you want to show some movement into your design, again you have certain principle which could be used. Okay, so जो purpose से हम design बना रहे हैं वो purpose को fulfill करने के लिए ये सारे principles use होते हैं. The fundamental principle of designs are the balance, contrast, emphasis, repetition, unity and harmony, movement, and proportion. So these are the basic principle of designs into which we'll go with each of those particularly into line. You are understanding up till now? Any doubts? Anybody? Okay, coming to the first one in the list, that is balance. Never forget that every element you place on a page has a weight. Okay, आप किसी भी form को डाल दो, shape को डाल दो, line को डाल दो, any of the elements of design. We have already discussed all the elements of design. किसी को भी अगर आप डाल दो, texture डाल दो अलग से, each one of the element has its own weight. Okay, each carries a weight, means it has some weightage which needs to be balanced. Okay, you need to keep a balance between it. The weight can come from color, it can come from size, it can come from texture. Just like you won't put all your furniture in one corner of an element in one area of your composition. ये भी तो हम नहीं करते ना घर पे. We do not have everything, drawn to one corner of your house and dumping everything over there, all the furniture, everything over there. No, we actually put it on place. Okay, we keep a balance into house also. See here, the perfect example of balance, right? we have contrast is what people mean when they say a design poops. It comes away from the page and sticks into your memory. कुछ हटके अलग से आता है अपनी आंखों में, छप जाता है अपने दिमाग में, right? That is what is contrast. Something out of the box, not into routine, something different, right? That is what is contrast. Create space and difference between elements in your design. Okay, that is what is contrast. Here is the contrast. Okay, it's contrast being created by the color actually. Everything orange and a purple suddenly coming in middle. So that is what is a contrast. Got it? Here everything black oval shape and suddenly a blue rectangular shape popping up out, creating a contrast. Right? Emphasis. Emphasis, did that get your attention? This is when a specific element is given to a distinguishing feature to separate it from a certain element of a group. This can be achieved through other principles such as contrast, movement, scale, balance. Emphasis मतलब किसी चीज़ को बहुत अहमियत देनी, बहुत ही ज़्यादा importance देना, weightage देना. Like आपको दिखाना ही है कि मैं इसी की बात कर रही हूँ. Out of all this, I'm talking about this only. You are keeping an emphasis onto that. Okay. किसी भी चीज़ को अगर ऑर्डरली फॉर्म में अगर टीचर को भी कहना है क्लास में, तो ही और शी विल पुट इम्पोर्टेंस और यू कैन से वॉल्यूम ऑन टू दैट पर्टिकुलर वर्ड मोर. लाइक स्टूडेंट साइलेंस, तो हाउ डज दिस टीचर स्पीक? स्टूडेंट साइलेंस. ओके, so that silence creates an emphasis. Got it? In the design we have certain example here. Special stress given to an element to make it stand out. Out of all the elements, you have the thing standing out here. Right? Got it? The red one. I'm solving PYQs and getting around 150 in G mains. Part 2 paper. Is it enough to get 99 percentile? Not really. G mains Christy. 60s ready. Are you there in your class? Agnik, are you there? You can tell your score of G mains, na? You can actually clarify with the marks. It should be around 170 to be specific. अभी तक नहीं आया यश. महाराष्ट्र काउंसलिंग का अपडेट अभी तक नहीं है. Christy, you should be scoring around 160 to 170, I must say, to have your 99 percentile guaranteed. Okay, so yeah, you need to have that much of score. AutoCAD के लिए बेस्ट लैपटॉप यू कैन हैव ऑफ HP. यू कैन सी AutoCAD के लिए इतना नहीं चाहिए होता. बाकी कोई हायर सॉफ्टवेयर हो उसके स्पेसिफिकेशंस रहते हैं. AutoCAD के लिए इतना कुछ हायर वर्जन चाहिए नहीं. बेसिक वुड गो. ओके, दैट्स एम्फेसिस. रिपीटेशन works with pattern to make the work of an art seems active. Okay, you have something getting repeated means into motion. Okay, so you find it to be active. The repetition of elements of design creates unity within the work of art. Portion, Proportion is the feeling of unity created when all part sizes, the amounts, the numbers relate well with each other. Okay, this is what is repetition being created, right? Yes, Christy. Yeah, so many people interacting, but I can't see the live number getting increase. I don't know why. Okay, that was the example of repetition. Then we have unity and harmony. The next, as a principle of design, is the principle of art that gives an artwork a feeling of oneness. Okay, this usually is used into some historically religious buildings. Okay, temple le lo, okay, church le lo, mosque. Into those you have this particular principle getting used. Unity, harmony दिखाने के लिए. Oneness. Are similar, but unity is more broad. Okay, harmony, unity is same, but unity has a wider concept. There are numerous ways to create unity in art. Some of those ways are particular to individual artists. अब ये artist to artist depend करता है वो unity किस हिसाब से दिखाए. ठीक है? This is one of the piece showing you unity. MacBook or HP laptop. MacBook is not a great requirement for at 1 lakh price for AutoCAD. I don't think so. MacBook is a requirement. You can go with an HP with a later price. Absolutely. I don't think so. MacBook is a great requirement as of now. Later stage in your final year, you can absolutely think, but not as of now. Okay, this particular shows the unity, the harmony. This again goes with the artist's personal choice of showing it. You have the other as movement is how the eye moves throughout the composition, leading the attention from one aspect to the other. Okay, आप जो भी चीज़ें दिखाना चाहते हो, अगर आपको उसको एक सीक्वेंस में दिखाना है, you want the viewer to view your design, your art piece in a particular sequence. ये देखते हुए, ये देखते हुए, ये देखते हुए, ये देखना है. So that movement is again a principle can be achieved using repeating or alternating elements of patterns. How often something repeat and the intensity of its contrast creates rhythm. Okay, I'll show you the examples. Okay, yeah, actually I goes this, right? So that's the movement. Proportion we have is one of the principles of art and design that organizes, arranges the structural elements together with balance, unity, rhythm and emphasis. Okay, again proportion is, as you all know, the ratio, right? The amount of a particular element that is used. in the design. The relationship between parts is the main issue in proportion, which is often discussed in terms of context and used standards. Okay, proportion. As you can see over here, the direct eye goes on to the females down. Got it? So this is where the proportion is being used. Okay, that is where the proportion is being used. Here, as you can see, the different peoples, those are sitting in the green space besides the water area. Here also the proportions are being used, showing you the children, the elderly person. Okay, the umbrellas clearly mentioned, depicted onto the picture, the design. Okay, so this was it from my end for principle of design, and this is the batch that we have launched, स्थापत्य 2024, जहाँ पे इसी टाइप के डिस्कशन लाइव सेशंस होंगे, wherein each of the topics should be discussed into detail with you guys in the live session, wherein you can interact with the educator asking all your doubts. अलग से doubt sessions भी रहेंगे, mock test, previous year question practice, and all the things necessary for your great preparation both for NATA and GMains Part 2 paper. And yeah, you can absolutely get yourself enrolled to this. The link is available in the description below. नहीं, वी शर्मा शॉर्ट्स नहीं आया अभी तक, आएगा, विल लेट यू नो इन द चैनल इटसेल्फ. Any doubts? Why people are saying NIFT is not worth? I left NIFT Hyderabad textile. सुष्मिता पूछ रहे हैं, उसमें कॉलेज फिल करने का ऑप्शन तो आया ही नहीं. यस, अभी तो उसमें रजिस्ट्रेशन ही था, वी शर्मा शॉर्ट्स. NIFT is not worth, not really. See, every place is a worth if you are putting your 100%. Nothing is low, high. It all depends on your personal efforts. बट हाँ कहीं ना कहीं यू हैव अ गुड प्लेसमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी और कहीं थोड़ी खुद से एफर्ट्स लगानी पड़ती है. ऐसा नहीं कि बुरा है वो. वाई डिड यू लीव दैट सुष्मिता? छोड़ा क्यों? लोगों की बातों को मानोगे बेटा आप क्या? यू नीड टू हैव अ डेप्थ सर्वे डन ना बेटा. नहीं ऐसा कुछ है नहीं बेटा. यू कुड हैव नॉट लेफ्ट इट. You absolutely can make a career out of that. It's not so no you can rely with your career onto that. इतना भी बुरा नहीं है वो. और इतना ही अगर लोगों का सुनना था तो एडमिशन लेते वक्त सर्वे किया होता. तभी लोगों ने रिव्यूज तो दिए ही होंगे आपको, है ना सुष्मिता? I prepared for UCED but failed. I'm preparing again. हाँ keep trying. कोई नहीं, उससे तो और ज़्यादा बड़ी चीज़ है आपकी डिज़ाइनिंग की क्रैक होगी. That's a wonderful examination, but हाँ थोड़ी tough है. तो make sure you keep your efforts really strong for the examination and be consistent in your preparation. Okay. So let's keep this much for today. Any further doubts you can ask me. And this is the batch. You can get yourself enrolled. We are taking limited number of students for the batch so that we can have the maximum efforts to all the students and we can actually get the results into 2024. Yeah, it was really hard. 23 में तो काफ़ी hard था. काफ़ी reviews मिले थे. काफ़ी hard था. The paper was really tough. You can't expect the same every year, but yeah, keep the efforts on. I was getting decent marks in UC'd 22, 21 and PYQs. होता है, it happens. It sometimes happens because of the nervousness, you know, you are not feeling absolutely confident on your day of examination. You tend to forget things. Okay, तो ये होता है. 160 around in part A. Nice. Decent, yeah. And 40 in part 2. Okay. Good. Twenty-three was miserable, couldn't even qualify the cutoff. होता है, it happens. Hopefully 24 is for you. Part A. Mm-hmm. Ma'am, do you know what was the average marks of the rankers this year? UT, the one who got into IITs. I have to. It has to be really high, but I'll have to check for the perfect information that I pass on. Okay. IIT Mumbai, the opening was at one first rank, of course, and the closing rank was 16. And that's for open category. And for IIT Delhi, opening is 18 and closing is 35. The ranks are there. So that's the rank being provided. I'll have to check with the marks probably. I'll let you know in the session tomorrow then for the marks. Okay. Sushmita. But keep the efforts on. I'm very sure you'll be able to, crack your 24 wali examination and get into any of the IITs. Okay. So, good morning, Shalini. कैसे हो बेटा? How are you? Good to see you. So herewith we have completed with the principle of design topics, and tomorrow probably I'll be taking the color theory as the topic, next topic, wherein you'll be getting the basic information on the colors and how that particular theory is used into design. Okay, very interesting. And yeah, you have many questions onto that asked into your NATA GMeans Part 2 paper also. So theory समझाने के साथ साथ ही I'll let you know the type of questions which are asked. Okay. So stay tuned tomorrow onto the channel and do subscribe the channel for the notification that you need for the session. Bye Sushmita. Shalini कैसे हो बेटा? कुछ पूछना था? You are here, especially here. I'm here for 1 more minute. You can ask anything you want. Okay guys. Bye bye. Bye Shalini, Sushmita, everyone. Bye bye.